Good morning, welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm continuing on my project, and this is actually taking an absolute massive step in its development. I haven't finished most of the part of it. It's still kind of like in development, but we're moving on and we're gonna add hydraulics. So what we want to add is a hydraulic pump, and we need a hydraulic fluid tank, so for the oil. Then we're gonna add also controllers, the valve system, I don't know what exactly you call it, so for controlling the cylinders. So yeah, this is gonna be quite the challenge to fit on. We have like a little small cylinder, hydraulic pump. I'll show you everything after. But first thing we're gonna get started before I show you the rest of the things is this old tank. I got it from my uncle, and as you can hear, it has a lot of rust inside. So I'm hoping if I cut it open, I could clean it out and then hopefully weld it back to be sealed. That is going to be the hardest point, to weld it back to be sealed as a tank. And especially if I cut it all open, and yeah, that's going to be the challenge. And then also we need to add hydraulic connection points. We're going to relocate this to be upright. So we have to have this fill up cap, which the cap is missing, I need to buy that. Has to go on top. And yeah, and then I have marked here on an old saw blade that is worn out. I have marked here a plate that's gonna go exactly where that's gonna come from. Yeah, because the one we're gonna cut on top is gonna be too small to fit in there. So I hope that works out. I don't know. I'm more scared rather than relocate. I think I'm gonna start with the cutting open and doing that, and then we're gonna see. I don't know really how to test it. There is a method I saw online how to test if it's sealed with some liquids that react to each other and they seep through. And you can see, I don't remember what it was like. I think it was calc, like lime or something. And I think it was calc. And then you put in some liquid that seeps through and then creates like a visual representation when it's seeping through. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and try. And if it is leaking, then we'll just have to keep welding it and see how it works. So yeah, let's get started, cut this open and see if we can clean it up. So the inside doesn't look that bad. This one is like this. This one has a lot of nuts inside, some snail shells, but overall not that bad. I hope I can weld it back. But yeah, all of that would be really hard to get out through this hole, especially because it has this one here, so it doesn't let it like just slide and exit. Yeah, so let's try to clean it up. So this is all welded, all nice and yeah, very hot. Not the best weld, but I was trying to weld it on a pipe that was there, just so I weld on something a bit stronger than this sheet metal. But I think that should be more than enough. I went 3 times all around it, so I just wanted to make sure that it's sealed, and if it's not, we're just gonna have to weld it again. And that there, let's hope that's sealed. I went just once around it, but I did a really smooth kind of weld, so I hope that that looks good. I think that should seal it. And now we just have to attach the cork on the other side and close it up. I think we're done. Oh no, wait, first, before we continue, I had it marked here somewhere. There it is. That is the backflow, so flowing back. So that we need first drill and weld on as well. Okay, so now we have a return welded on. Again, I went over many times, so it looks a bit messy, but I better be sure than sorry if something leaks. In this case, it is just a return, so it should not have, I think, that much pressure, but I'm not sure, so better be sure. So now, the next thing we need to do is we need to take the other side, we need to cut in the size, the shape, and add the cork. We need the cork to be on the top, so we can fill up the oil. And in this case, we're not going to use a filter. I didn't want to plan to make a filter on it, but it is just too complicated to make a filter right now. So we're just going to live without one. set up the pump. It is all done. As you saw, I have assembled it. And yeah, I hope it's gonna be all good. It's gonna be on a little tiny chain. It's not gonna go on a belt. I didn't want to do it on a belt, but also the distance is so short that chain is just easier. So yeah, now the next step is to add the tank, all the hydraulic pot lines, and we need the control, valve controls. So yeah, nearly there. We're nearly ready to start building the front wheel. I don't know how long will this video go, how much things we'll do. Probably just set up the hydraulics, and then next video we'll build the things, because it's gonna take quite a while to set everything up. But this was the most important thing, to have hydraulics. Because if you don't have a hydraulic fluid pump, then how will you have hydraulics, you know? Today is finished. We're gonna continue tomorrow to add the tank and start adding the fuel, the fluid lines, the pipes, and connect it all up. So yeah, see you tomorrow. So after quite a long setup, hydraulics are done. So here we have the hydraulic pump all connected up. It will be much nicer, and especially this here line is too short, so that line will need to be adjusted. I'm not hooking anything down because we do still need to take apart a lot of things to paint. But yes, all of this is nice and painted. I am trying to do it perfect, so it's looking kind of good. And if we go here, we have the tank here. I decided to put it here. Return line very short and sweet, and here is, I don't know what you would call it, valves for controlling things. So it's all set up. We have the power coming in, so the oil coming in and going out. Now we're just gonna hook on, I don't know if I need to close it, but I will just hook on, I guess we could try one cylinder, but I'm scared that if there's nothing here, it could still oil come out. So might just have to hook both cylinders just in case, and then we'll try it. And yeah, that's gonna be the test drive, and hopefully the system works. It's been a while. I think it took me only 2 days to set it up, but of course it's not even near finished to what it should be. So this is gonna be the first test. I have put hydraulic oil. I didn't fill it up fully, but yeah, I'm starting it up, and we'll see what happens. I hope it does not break into pieces. Something goes wrong, but yeah, it is all self-made, so you never know with these things. So yeah, let's get it started and see if the hydraulics move, if something leaks, or yeah, so on and so forth. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Uh-oh, I don't know what was that. We have a bit of a problem. I think once you have too much pressure on the hydraulic cylinder, it kills the machine. This is not a good thing. Okay, that was a crazy test. There's some leaks here of the fittings. That is just too weakly tightened, I think. But other than that, both cylinders came out fast and in. But you need to be careful once it's fully sucked in the cylinder. Since it is on a chain, it doesn't really have a clutch that could slip or a belt that could slip. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that really. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think I just need to be careful and try not to kill it every time. But it seems like the hydraulics work. Otherwise, we might just upgrade the engine to like 15 horsepower. But yeah, it seems like it works. I don't know if it can lift weights. That's completely something else. How much power does it actually have to be able to push that pump? But yeah. Okay, we're going to continue this next time. I think, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I will tinker around, and yeah, this is a crazy one. So it is few days later. I have went through the system, and I have figured out the fault. Why was the engine being killed every time you added too much load? So this valve here is just set on a default. This is a relief valve, and I just needed to make it a bit less. So because you know this system is not a main like a usually tractor that this goes on, so it needs to be a lot less. So it relieves the pressure a lot earlier. So now it's having no problem. We'll see what weight can it lift. Currently I have adjusted it by medium fuel usage. So if we go full power on the engine, then I can adjust it a lot more. So we'll see if we do that. Maybe we're gonna make it so it can work by the full engine power and use hydraulics. It makes probably more sense. But yeah, I've leaked out all the oil and removed all the cylinders. I'm gonna start working on the front loader. So this thing's gonna have a front loader, and yeah, as I said it many times, I want the front loader. So it's gonna be kind of mini front loader with a mini bucket, a mini fork for hay, and also a pallet fork maybe, but I doubt that it can lift much of a pallet. Maybe a few 100 kilos, but not really a really big amount. But yeah, we're gonna get started and start making the arms. But I think this is pretty much it for this video. We have set up the hydraulics. It is pretty good. I didn't film the most shots. But yeah, I'm doing it on my own, so the tripod kind of, you know, it limits me. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and we're going to see you next time. Bye-bye.